Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Sir Alex Ferguson Challenge with West Ham. Now in today's game we do have Spartak Moscow in the second game of our Champions League group stage, but we've got plenty of fixtures to review since the last time we met, and I think it's fair to say there's some absolutely excellent results in there. But before we get into any of the excellent results, let's start with the worst one of the bunch. We followed up our Marseille draw with a 2-1 defeat to Southampton. Now you just look at them stats, you look at how this game went, and unfortunately it just all went wrong. Danny Ings got a double very, very quickly, 28th minute, 30th minute, and we were just pushing, banging on the door the whole game. Even before their goals, we were dominant, we were on top, we were playing well, but unfortunately, Jonathan Panzo got us a 52nd minute goal to get us back into the game, but then Felipe Anderson missed a 57th minute penalty, and they even had a man sent off in the 88th minute, but that didn't really affect the game at all. So yeah, really disappointing to get beat at home against a team you would expect us to be beaten in the Premier League. We bounced back though in the Carabao Cup third round, beating Charlton 3-0. Jonathan Panzo got his second goal in 2 games in the 13th minute. That gave us the early lead. And of course this was a rotated side, you know. There is still some first team players in there due to conditioning and things like that. And injuries in particular to our forward players. But yeah, 3-0. Edemilson Fernandez with the second goal. Felipe Anderson with a third from the penalty spot. Dominant performance, easy result. We then had a home tie against Liverpool, the champions of the Premier League from last season. And we absolutely smashed them 3-0. Alexander Isak picking up his form once again, and he gets himself 2 goals in this game. The first coming in the 21st minute. Felipe Anderson makes it 2 in the 34th minute, cutting in off that right hand side which he had to play because of injury. And you say that, what a great individual goal. The keeper should probably do better there, but take nothing away from Felipe Anderson. It was absolutely excellent. And then the 87th minute, Alexander Isak gets from post, makes it 3-0, caps off a brilliant performance by him, averaging a 9.2. As Felipe Anderson averages as a 9. Just fantastic. And then the pick of the bunch. We got absolutely dominated by Barcelona away from home, but we somehow managed to scrape a 1-0 win. As you can see here, Aaron Creswell comes down the left-hand side, and Marko Arnautovic, from one of his rare starts, gets himself a goal in the 18th minute, which secured the 3 points. I mean, they did have a lot of the ball, not even really by possession, but a lot of shots. But if you just see by their chances created and key passes, they didn't really create that much, to be honest with you. Neither did we, but we were 1-0 up away from home. Of course, we're not going to be bombing forward. It was just a great performance, and as you can see, player of the match, Jonathan Panzo. I want to talk about him actually at the end because he has been a revelation. Next up was a 5-0 demolition of Burnley. Ronaldo Vieira gave us the lead inside the 33rd minute. I'm not sure if that's his first goal for the club. I think it was. He was playing in the centre midfield role, playing as a Metzala, and he performed really well there. Emerson gave us the double in the 40th minute, making us 2-0 up. An easy cross from Creswell. The keeper should probably do better defending than that. But good save by the keeper there. What a double save that was. Did you see that? Felipe Anderson following up, and Tom Heaton does really well, but he cannot keep the third out. We hit the bar here, but Tony Lato gets the ball back in, and Arnautovic takes advantage this time. Then Declan Rice spreads it out wide to Tony Lato. He gets it in. Alexander Isak gets his second of the game and wraps it up for the 5-0 victory. And then in the final game before we will play Spartak Moscow, we absolutely destroyed Tottenham 4-0. Now, preface this by saying they did have a man sent off in the 10th minute, so it's not as impressive as the first appears, but it's still impressive. Tetia come back from injury, and you see the start and run absolutely excellently puts it away for our opening goal of the game. Ben Davies scores an own goal in the 18th minute to give us the 2-0 cushion. It was really unfortunate, really. Vagdeman takes the strike and he cannot do anything about it. And the keeper's not going to keep that out. And Alexander Isak gets himself another double a day to take his tally to something like 13 goals in 11 games in the Premier League. He has really hit the ground running this season, which is pleasing to see, particularly with Moise Kean being injured. Arnautovic not really doing it for me. We really needed Alexander Isak to step up, and he is doing that very, very well. And all of that sees the table looking like this. We're currently second in the league, 3 points behind Manchester City in first. I don't think I'm going to catch them this season. You're seeing how they demolished us. Did they demolish us earlier this season? They did, 3-0. Absolutely smashed us. So it'll be difficult to catch them, but maybe we might finish top 4. We're currently 6 points clear of Manchester United in 5th, but obviously you've got big teams like Liverpool, who won the league last year, Spurs, who we did just smash, Man United obviously not in the top 4, Burnley and have been like a really good side. I'm pretty sure they finished just behind us last season. If we quickly take a look here, yeah, they finished 6th last season, so Burnley are no mugs, so we've got to be careful when we play them, definitely. But having a look around some of the other stats, Alexander Isak is the top goal scorer. 13 goals in the 11 games, as I said. He has started, or at least played in, every single game so far this season. Felipe Anderson's playing really well. He was a candidate to be sold in the summer, I'll not lie. He is still wanted. It's probably still Guangzhou. It is Guangzhou. But I'm glad I kept hold of him. They never actually came in with an offer, which is probably the best for us, because maybe he would have kicked up a fuss about wanting more money on his contract. But fortunately, he has stayed and he is performing really well. And of course, I wanted to mention Jonathan Panzo. I signed him pretty much as a backup centre-half. I wasn't expecting too much from the lad. But he's played 8 Premier League games so far this season and he's averaging a 7.66. I think it's comfortably the highest of our centre-halves, so if we'll just quickly take a look. Yeah, he's the 3rd best player in our team by average rating so far this season. Next up, Pomricic. So he's actually, Reece Oxford seems to be the weakest link really, but Reece Oxford's young, he's got potential, he's English, exactly the same as Jonathan Panzo. So I think going forward, Jonathan Panzo and Reece Oxford will be my default centre-back pairing. Obviously, we need to get the English players into this side because of the registration rules, so I'm going to jump on them as soon as they show any sort of promise. And I know I'm dilly-dallying before I get into the game, but I just quickly wanted to mention Craig Davies. He is playing a lot of games in the Championship. Next season, he is coming into the first team squad, and I'll get him plenty of game time. Timo Horn or Pau Lopez are going to fight it out this season, see which one of them wants to make themselves my number one. At the minute, I'm thinking it's Pau Lopez, but then the other one will go next season, and we'll get Craig Davies into the squad. And he might not be first choice immediately, but I'm going to be forcing games on this guy, and hopefully we've got the keeper for the rest of the save. I mean, having an academy graduate be your first choice keeper alongside some of the other English players that we've got, it will be absolutely amazing. But anyway, as I just take a quick breath and we'll continue on, we're going to play Spartak Moscow away from home. Obviously, a really disappointing result in the first game against Marseille in the Champions League, but beating Barcelona away from home, I mean, you cannot ask for more than that. So we're going into this game full of hope. We are top of our group currently, I believe. Let's quickly just check that to make sure I'm not lying here. No, we're not top of our group at all. That's because Marseille and Barcelona have played the game before us. We were top, but Barcelona have just beat Marseille, so now they are top. But if we win today, we'll go back top of our group. So this is how we're going to line up today. Pau Lopez will start in goal. Wagnerman, Oxford, Panzo and Lato as our defence. Declan Rice, Ronaldo Vieira and Tonali in the centre, with Tete on the right, Felipe Anderson on the left. And Moise Keane's actually going to get the start up front. Alexander Isak's a little bit low in conditioning. It's a risk. It's a risk not playing him. But I do have him on the bench and he can be a super sub should we need him. So we'll get into this game. We'll see how Spartak Moscow go and line up. They are in a pretty attacking formation. Hopefully that will play into our more conservative system. We'll see how it goes. So away from home, it will be a difficult game. Would I take a draw? I probably would take a draw actually. As long as we beat them at home, that is. But 3 points is what we are looking for. As Felipe Anderson comes all the way through there. Oh, I thought he was in behind the defence there. But they get back. And this is probably not going to amount to much this corner. Tonali plays it in. It's cleared. This will be end of highlight. I'm just waiting for it. Well, I've been waiting for the end of this highlight for a little while. And Spartak Moscow are coming ahead forward now. So I believe it is actually going to be a chance for them as Ermenko comes down this right hand side. He gets a ball in. Popov is there. Oh my God. How has he not scored that? Wagnerman picks up a loose ball from Spartak Moscow and Tete gives it straight away, but he wins it back. Can he find the run of Moise Keane in the centre? He doesn't. He goes all the way by himself and not a great shot, let's be honest. Highlight now was Spartak Moscow attack us down this left hand side. I thought Wagnerman would have won that, but Gyro holds onto the ball as Vadillo's got it now. He can get the ball in. There's a lot of options there. And Luis Adriano gives Spartak Moscow the lead 1-0. 25 minutes in, this has not started great. Spartak Moscow have been beat by both Marseille and Barcelona so far in the competition. So it's very, very unfortunate. Luis Adriano gets there ahead of Panzo, I believe. It's not ideal. 1-0 Spartak. Hopefully we can bounce back straight away, but we'll give the ball away again. Excellent challenge by Panzo. He sets away Keane, and Moise Keane comes back from injury and gets himself a goal. This was the worst hoofball I've ever seen, but I don't care one little bit as long as it gets us the goal. Panzo intercepts it here, just hoofs it up top over the defence. Moise Keane's there, and he hits that with some power. There's no keeper in the world is going to be saving that. Another highlight, 35 minutes in now, and we'll give the ball away in attacking position again. This is like the third or fourth time it's happened during highlights. Felipe Anderson comes back and tracks back well there. It's not something you would expect of Felipe Anderson, as he gives the ball away as well. And is it Gyro? It's Jano, it's not Gyro. I'm just so used from Gyro from my previous saves. Spartak go close. Tony Lotto with the throwing deep in there. Half Tonali's got it now. He's going to take the strike, isn't he? Oh my god, it bounced off everybody, but it didn't beat the keeper. Excellent switch by Spartak Moscow now as Vadilo cuts inside. A lot of space on the right hand side for Eremenko. Can he get the ball in? He dilly-dallies on it, and Tony Lotto can intercept and get the challenge in. Can we break away now? Moise Keane on his more favoured left flank. He's cutting inside. He finds Ronaldo Vieira in the box. I thought he'd missed that there. I was about to absolutely slam him, but fortunately he gets the goal at the second bite of the cherry, and we make it 2-1 just before half time. We needed that. Spartak Moscow seemed to be on top of the game, not by stats but by highlights. But Ronaldo Vieira saves some blushes there and puts us 2-1 in front. And that's it, half time. West Ham 2, Spartak Moscow 1. You just need to hold on, boys. That's all. We just need a win here. Highlight now, and Fernando has it in the middle of the park for Spartak Moscow. We'll win it back through Tete. Can we keep hold of the ball this time? As Felipe Anderson drives forward. He loses out, but it falls back to Tete. Can Wagnerman get a decent ball in? Moise Keane's in the centre. He's going to the front post. He comes back for Vieira. Oh well, lads, don't lose the ball here. Declan Rice now. Can he pick out a decent pass? We're keeping the ball nicely, but I want to see some penetration, you know what I mean? Felipe, that was awful. Tete now, back post, makes it 3-1. Eventually, we get inside the box and we actually make some key passes. And this time it goes to Tete. Tonali here finds Tony Lotto on the left-hand side. Really good cross. What a challenge that was, by the way. But Felipe Anderson finds Tete in the box. Fantastic. Right, 60 minutes in, we're going to make some changes. Sandro Tonali, he's done well. We're going to get him off for Lucas Toussaint. Can Lucas Toussaint even play a Metzola role? I don't know. But we're going to give it a go anyway. If anything, he's a decent player just to stick in the centre. And we'll get Emerson on for Wagnerman. Highlight now, Felipe Anderson with the corner. Finds Declan Rice. Teddy is on the... Oh my god, that's offside. That would have been such a great goal to watch back. But we're not going to get to see it. Highlight now, Luis Adriano, Ronaldo Vieira, the great... Oh my god. Paul Lopez, what have you just done, you lucky duck. And look at his rating. It's not even moving. That should be 6.1 now. We should be 3-2. And he should be so far down the rating rankings, it's unbelievable. Spartak Moscow break from our own corner as Jano comes for... Oh, he absolutely does his man. Gets the ball in. Bob Gotling is there. And he makes it 2-1. It's time to maybe go defensive, lads, I reckon. This has all come from our own corner, our own attacking player. Tony Lotto there. I'm imagining it was Tony Lotto. Couldn't get in there. Is that Reece Oxford? How about Oxford, man? Oh, it's Emerson. Emerson's... It's not the same with Emerson than it is with Reece Oxford. You don't expect your right back, who's pretty small, I think, to be winning those sort of headers. Can we come forward this time and actually put... Oh my god, we've given the ball away in attacking position again. As Vadilo plays it in, Luis Adriano's there. He hits the... We are so fortunate. I'm going to make another change. Anderson's just picked up a knock, so we're going to have to anyway. We'll get Jerlik on, who I am training actually as a left-sided player. Because we're not playing the attacking midfielder centre so much these days, it would be a waste to waste his talent, so I'm training him there. As Emerson comes forward on the right-hand side, finds Ronaldo Vieira. Can he get the ball in? Get the ball in the box. We've got so many players forward as well. If we lost the ball there, we were absolutely snookered. Fortunately, we didn't, and it looks like that's going to be it. A disappointing game, actually, for me. We've played really well the past 4 or 5, and we've kept clean sheets in most of them. As the referee blows the full-time whistle. Ref, get the game over with, please. You're already 15 seconds over time. I don't care if we're attacking. Tony Lato on the left hand side finds Jerlek. Tony Lato, ref, what you doing? You're 30 seconds over now. Spartak win the ball back and he finally thinks to blow the whistle. So be at 3-2. Dominant performance based on stats, but as you've seen during the highlights, Spartak Moscow can feel hard done by actually. We were really fortunate to get out of there with 3 points, but we've done it. And that does see us go back top of the group. We are 3 points clear of Marseille, currently in third position. That's what we've got to keep an eye on. You've got to imagine Barcelona are going to come back at us in the next game we play them, and you've got to imagine they're going to win the rest of their games in the Champions League. So if we had to win this group, we're going to have to, or qualify from this group, sorry, we're going to have to get results against Marseille. So looking forward to the next episode. It will be the final group game in the Champions League against Barcelona at home. Hopefully we can do the double. It might be a battle for first and second. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, it should be good. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. And if you're enjoying my content, consider getting yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.